Hi everyone, welcome to the unboxing video, this time of the Rogal Dorn battle tank. This vehicle sits in between the Leman Russ, costing you £40, the Rogal Dorn costs you £60, and the Baneblade costs you £105, certainly on the lower end of the scale, and pretty well priced, but obviously not great value, but you never buy GW parts and kits for good value. So in the box you get a data sheet. Now this data sheet is common across all of the Guard vehicle kits and is an upgrade on the old one you used to get for any legacy players who know that was quite dated. Interestingly, in here you actually still get all the decals for the legacy regiments such as Talaran, Mordian, Destroyer, Valhalla, and obviously Catachan. So, and of course Cadia. It's interesting they still give these old regiments some sort of call out there, but of course not supported by any of the infantry models. What else is in the kit, of course, is a detailed set of instructions, and then obviously the guts of the actual kit is comprised of 3 sprues. Now I'm sure, as you saw on the interweb just before launch, or at launch actually, it was called out that the bottom of the vehicle, i.e. the base of the vehicle, is actually missing. I saw somewhere as well actually supporting this concept in the idea that they didn't have that 4th piece because to try and fit it onto this kit would have meant an additional frame, which could have increased the price. I kind of get that because they actually need it because of the bottom of the vehicle, but they could have actually just made an additional half sprue, put some more accessories, and have the bottom of the vehicle, which probably was about, say that big. Now, the kit itself, this is definitely testament to the GW technology, which has moved forward a lot since the Leman Russ. So the parts themselves are all very crisp, and as you eyeball the kit, there's no extensively aggressive mold lines like you see in some of the older kits. Now, the accessories on this are quite extensive, and we'll start off with the crew. It actually comes with 5 head options, which is always great. You've got 2 just here. You've got baseball cap man, no helmet man, or no headwear individual. These 2 ones here have got the rubber skull caps, and there's one other chap who sits on the outside who's the gunner, or the outdoor stubber gunner, which is over here, and he's got a new helmet type which you could definitely use for some kit bash work. Then the nicest thing on this is all the accessories. There's a heap of accessories which make this quite an exciting kit. So as I count them out, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being a giant spanner, 6 being a tow line, and then there's some others. There's ammo tins for the heavy stubber, and then my favourite is actually this one here, which is a pile of expended stubber shells, which is super cool to add onto the vehicle next to the outdoor gunner, as I keep calling him. Now, one thing is definitely the size of the actual model itself. So, as reference, these tracks are about twice as wide as a Leman Russ track, and probably actually about the same. Actually, I'll probably about the Baneblade, a bit that big, yeah. So actually, this is quite a big track, and the overall model, which I haven't actually built obviously yet, is quite big. So sitting in between nicely the Baneblade and Leman Russ, but certainly dwarfing its Baneblade cousin. Now, other thing which I definitely want to call out is the options for the Oppressor, I believe it's called, which is definitely the go-to option currently, which is the much larger weapon, and also the twin battle cannons. Now, they're attached onto the turret via a mantlet, this is for the twin battle cannon, and this is for the Oppressor cannon, I believe it's called, which also has an auto cannon. So the way it's set up, you could definitely easily magnetize both there and also here to go onto the turret, so giving good options there. And then also obviously with the turret correction response and weapons, which is a twin multi-melters, or the heavy bolters, these can easily be magnetized as well, so that's excellent. I think other things to call out was then also magnetizing, I call them the nipple tassels, where they are the ridiculous looking little small stubbers and small single melters, which you can put on the front of the car or the vehicle. I don't personally think it looks any good, but you could definitely magnetize those as well, and you do also have the option of using some headlamps instead. So definitely a very well detailed kit, a crap load of accessories. I personally run this quite clean looking and use all this stuff for probably some beautiful terrain work, because there's some really lovely detail. They've really done a good job with that. Additional bits and pieces you can put on there. I think beyond that, it's a relatively complex kit. So I pull the instructions out as I leaf through it. There is a bit going here. I think, I have to be aware that for people who are newer to assembling kits, these are quite complex, but the instructions are quite good now. They're quite clear, they're quite precise, and they're quite detailed, which obviously is the way to go. But you get a lot of detail explaining how to actually make the track guards themselves, and you can see in these instructions that you show there's no base plate, but again, it's not a big concern for me. But yeah, good kit overall. £60 isn't cheap, but it's good value in the scheme of GW kits. A lot of accessories, a lot of options, but fundamentally quite a big kit to be using. But yeah, I think it looked really good. So yep, hopefully you enjoyed that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. But if you want to support me, you can do so with a like, comment, or by subscribing. Or if you're feeling super generous, join this Patreon platoon. And huge thanks to my current supporters. To get your bayonet sharp, last gun oiled, faith in the Emperor strong, Patreon platoon, sound off. Tank Commander Glenn, Tank Commander Mitchell, Tank Commander Watchdog Van Etten, Colour Sergeant DuPont, Sergeant Broxius, Adal, the Colonel Merrill, Veterans Gibson, Hall, Lundeen, Guardsman Beard, Coquelin, Flint, Hills, Malik, Nitton, Nguyen, Smith, Tom, Tompkin, Conscript Bosun, England, Gilliam, Goodwin.